Hey, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be going through the modified curl up exercise. So the modified curl up exercise, this is a fantastic exercise to work anterior abdominals or the anterior core. It's going to be a fantastic exercise that really starts to load the spine at very minimal levels, but as you progress with it, it can get more challenging and more challenging. It's going to be a fantastic option from a rehabilitative perspective, but also kind of integrated with performance, and it can help to improve performance, especially if there is not much stability within the core already. That's honestly about it. It's a very, very simple exercise. It's a isometric exercise that's going to be a lot more beneficial for producing stiffening and stability through the lumbar and through the core, rather than creating dynamic motions through the spine, right? So what that really means is that you're going to be finding a position for your back and stiffening and kind of locking that in and challenging it that way, and challenging the endurance of those muscles rather than working on the strength of those muscles. It also means that you're going to be maintaining a static position through the spine rather than one where you're flexing and you're extending and you're bending back and forth the vertebrae of your spine. A lot of the times that can cause damage to the discs, cause injuries, cause damage to the joints around the vertebrae. So we kind of want to avoid that. Exercises like doing crunches or leg raises, like things that are going to be moving the pelvis kind of like back and forth or rounding through the back, those are kind of exercises that you want to avoid when challenging the abdominals, just because we only have so many flexion and extension cycles, right? To a certain point, if you start flexing and extending, you're eventually going to hit a threshold and have an injury. So isometrically training the abdominals, isometrically training the core, and isometrically loading the spine can be, in some situations, a more beneficial way to load and progress stability or core stability exercises. All right, I think that's about it. So let's get into the exercise. All right, so this exercise is actually going to start lying down on our back, or in a supine position. Once we're on our back, we're going to want to place our hands underneath our lumbar. And what this does is to actually two things. One, it's going to help so that you can feel or sense whether or not you're putting a lot of flexion or a lot of rounding into your lower back. And number two, it's going to help to actually prevent your lower back from rounding too much. So place those hands right underneath the low back. Okay, so from here you want to put one leg down. The side that you might be experiencing pain, or the side that might have a little bit of an injury, is the side that you're going to want to keep up. So for me, that's my right side. I'm going to put my left side down. Hands are still underneath the low back. And from here, all we're going to focus on doing is engaging the abdominals and lifting the head up, keeping the head nice and neutral, but lifting the head up maybe only about an inch off the ground. So from here, we go about an inch off the ground and really try to engage the abdominals. What we don't want to see is, as we come up, we don't want to crank that head forward, and we don't want it to just fall back. Okay, you want to keep a nice neutral spine position or neck position. And then all we're going to focus on doing is not rounding through the low back. we're gonna actually be moving through the thoracic lumbar or through almost the rib cage section. All right, so it's almost as if we're getting our rib cage and we're trying to press the rib cage down, keeping our lumbar stable, keeping our neck stable, and engaging those abdominals. So again, real quick, what that looks like. The last part of this is that we actually want to try to raise the elbows up a little bit. Keeping them on the ground can be a modification if this position is a little bit uncomfortable. It can be an easier modification, but ideally what we would like to do is to lift those elbows up and then engage the abdominals. Each repetition is going to be about 8 to 10 seconds, and then a full set is going to be whatever you can manage at the time. Probably something between 2 to 6 reps. Otherwise, that's the modified curl up exercise, or the modified curl up isometric exercise, if you want to call it that. And it's probably the first exercise in the McGill Big 3, following with the side plank and the bird dog. And it's a fantastic exercise to start building some core stability for health, back health, or for performance. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if so, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you have any other questions, let me know down in the comments. All right, thank you very much. Take care.